Good evening, everyone. AnthWolf here, streaming live on Twitch. And our game of choice for tonight, of course, is even more Final Fantasy XIV. So, let's get logged in with Leonhardt here, our level 59 Paladin. We are ever so close to losing our Road to 60 buff, which I've kind of accepted. I wish it didn't have to be that way, but oh well, so be it. We have a load of main storyline quests available to us now, which lead up to things coming to a head. I've kind of tried not to say anything. I've probably alluded to it a few times, and those who have played the game, of course, know what is going to occur. But I've said this a few times in the series, and I'll just reiterate it, and I'll probably reiterate it in about an hour, maybe 2 hours time. If you have interest in playing this game, and you don't want the storyline spoilt, there are major spoilers coming up to certain events. I'll mention it again when we get closer, but this is getting things set up ready for Heaven's Ward. And yeah, things are going to go to hell in a handbasket. Let's just put it that way. Good intentions. Minfilia is considering which of her many responsibilities demand her utmost attention. Yeah, there are a lot of things happening right now. Some of which even the Scions aren't aware of, such as the Sultana's upcoming decree. Seems like a good plan as well. It might give us some evidence against Taleji Alaleji. Prove that he was actually plotting treason against the Sultanate. After all, he was the one behind provoking the refugees and arming them, causing them to rise up in revolution. So we need a rendezvous with Captain Ilbird here, over at Highbridge. The bait and switch. Ilbert is eager to bring the Black Marketeer and his friends to justice. Excuse me. Where is this Black Marketeer? Okay. Time to cause a distraction. Good evening there. Ooh, Christ. A level 50. That might be a hunting target. I'm hoping the Crystal Braves were up to the task of capturing the Black Marketeer and his clients. What the hell was that? Illbird? What happened here? So any evidence linking the Black Marketeer to who may be providing the weapons has died with him. How unfortunate. The best laid schemes. Illbird would like nothing more than to have this incident forgotten. Ah, we need to be over near the Sapphire Avenue to hand over these weapons. Yeah, this crate for you. What's this all about? Ryol wants to have a word privately. Or at least in the hustle and bustle of the Sapphire Avenue, where we may not be overheard amongst the rest of the conversations. The first and the third get the shiniest new toys. Meanwhile, the fourth are fighting the Garleans to the north. Oh well. I'm sure it's probably nothing. Why have we been called back to the Rising Stone so urgently, though? Oh. The Rising Chorus. Tataru seems eager to escort you to the Solar. I wonder if it's Lucia, the second in command of the Temple Knights. It's the first person I think of. It is. And Moonbreeder and Urion J are here as well. Okay, what's the situation?
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Zorma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Zorm. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept? We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Okay, so we've been tasked to enter the Keeper of the Lake, the ruins of the Garlean flagship, the Agrius, to see if Midgard Summer is stirring. And there it is itself, as you can see. The remains of Midgard Soma and the Agrius. The Garleans? Start at the bottom and work our way up. The Keeper of the Lake dungeon is now accessible via the Duty Finder. So, before we begin, let us read up on the various bosses so we know what we're walking into. There are 3 bosses, okay. Just reading about the various mechanics. Okay, the first boss seems fairly straightforward. Second boss seems fairly straightforward. And finally, okay, so there is a tank mechanic for the last boss. Okay, seems fairly straightforward. Let's get ourselves underway. Dungeons. Here we are. Keeper of the Lake. 15 years ago, in the skies above Silvertear Falls, the invading forces of the 14th Legion were set upon by a host of dragons. Leading the charge was Midgard Soma, the legendary King of Kings, who engaged the Garlean flagship the Agrius in battle. In the end, both Midgard Soma and his foe fell to the earth, and their tangled remnants stand as a memorial to that day. A ruined airship and the charred corpse of the Worm Lord who brought it low, forever devoid of life. Okay, let's just wait for the Duty Finder to pop, and then we'll be on our way. Had a quick look at the bosses there, they seem fairly straightforward. It's not always that simple when it actually comes to fighting the bosses, but we'll see how it goes. Ooh. I think we're just up to the first boss already. Okay. The Einhander. That's unfortunate. Gonna get some AoE damage in a moment. Nice work. Okay. Someone's going AFK for a moment. It's our Machinist, which isn't so important, but we can afford to wait. So the Garleans are here, maybe doing some salvaging of the Agrius, their former flagship. It's a rather fancy spear you've got there. Oh, lance, I should say, I guess. While we wait, I might as well refill my glass. Oh. Hello, Abba. Welcome to the stream. All your streamer friends left you. Ah, they're done streaming for tonight. I see. Okay. Well, enjoy your gains in Dead by Daylight. Good. Okay, up to the second boss. The Magitech gunship. Oh Christ, I forgot. Ah, bollocks! Not the most ideal of positions. Nice work. Don't need any of this, so we'll just pass on it all. Okay, onwards to the final boss. We are slowly climbing the Agrius. And here we are, the final boss.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet? Thou hast forgotten the face of thy Lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Okay, here we go. Nice work. Thank you very much for the player commendation. Perhaps now Midgard Soma will be willing to talk. It seems he does indeed no longer slumber.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Seven children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end.
What does that mean exactly?
Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent. Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
What did you just do? You say you consent, but that's not a good thing.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker.
You're giving that impression.
Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine. I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing. Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more. The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth a beginning and an end.
Well, that just balls things up terrifically, doesn't it? Oh. We can now summon Midgard Soma. So we have a covenant with one another. The father of dragons, keeper of the lake, bane of the 14th Legion. While it is difficult to believe the Yarmlong pup could be any of these things, he assures you his current form is only temporary while he awaits the reconstruction of a new corporeal vessel. And he is considered an independent minion. Whatever the case, the destruction of our crystals, our Crystal Mother's feeble blessing, is definitely a blow. Especially in these troubled times. To say something though, we didn't have those blessings, we didn't have those crystals when we first dealt with the primals. Let's say we defeated Ifrit at least without one. Right, actually, yeah, I thought Alphinaud was staying in Uldar. Why is he back here? I think Minfilia would probably be the only one who understands. If we were to face off against the Ascians now without the Blessing of Light, we might be in a bit of trouble. I think the tasks, the things we've achieved, experience, have been by our own hand, but the events leading up to those tasks, well, have been led by others.
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Wormlord and lived to tell the tale. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Aether on demand. Alphino has a message from Moonbreeder for the Scions.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White aurosite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white aurosite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Aether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that. But no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end, they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a Crystal Brave, you are yet a Scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalymo shall accompany you. Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
Okay, I guess we're going over to the cerulean processing plant then. Oh. Or maybe not. Alphino was just waiting outside for us. Okay. Before we head over to the cerulean plant, I will take a small break, so I'm just going to mute myself. I'll only be a couple of minutes. Pray forgive me. I'll be back as soon as I can. Sorry about the wait there, everyone. Okay, to the cerulean processing plant. It's real red here. No, he's probably upstairs. Hmm. Okay, while the Gallian soldiers gather, we need to deal with these explosive devices. Let's have a quick look outside. Oh, hello. That is definitely of Gallian make, I think. Similar to the black sarcophagus. Hello, Moonbreeder. One more to locate. Where is the last one? There wasn't one over here, was there? They were all on the other bank. No, definitely no sign. Curious. There was one here. Where could the last one be? This gate does not open. Neither does this gate. I'm being particularly blind today. There was one here. Curiouser and curiouser. Don't think you can get up here, can you? No. And it's definitely not the one next to Papa Limo. God, I'm really blind. No, definitely not. I wonder if it is outside. Maybe I just didn't look properly. Well, where could it be hiding? There's not even many buildings around here. You know, I may even end up looking this up just to speed up progress. None of these open, right? No. We'll check this building once more. Don't mind me, I'm actually having a look at this. Oh. Where are you? Just looking for this final explosive. This is what I was looking for. You sneaky devils. How did I find this last time? I have no idea. I didn't see those stairs at all. Huh. Oh well. Inconspicuously suspicious items. Suspected to supposedly contain something like explosives. On the counter-offensive, Lieutenant Edelstein wishes to share a report with you concerning the Garlean's movements. That is a pretty damn big axe. Okay. Simple search and destroy of the Imperials trying to sneak in from the west. Seemed fairly straightforward. Hopefully everyone else had similar success. Hopefully the third had success with the main column. Sorry, the fourth. We were with the third just there. An uninvited Ascian. Lieutenant Edelstein appears concerned for Moonbreeder's well-being. Okay. May as well check on her and see how she's doing with that etheric siphon.
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe. I know. As Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
He senses me. A useful talent.
An Ascian. Are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan. Keeper of knowledge. Seeker of truth. Meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
Oh shit.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Hopefully we're there in time.
You two!
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer.
Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
The Crystallis. Hello, Serenity. Welcome to the stream. Things are all coming to a head right now. Just give me a moment. So having a quick read, if in case there's any tank mechanics here that I need to know. You're also learning how to tank. Okay, it seems fairly straightforward. A ruthless Ascian known as Nabrialis has intruded upon the sanctum of the Science of the Seventh Dawn. spiriting away both the Antiscendant and a powerful relic she refused to yield. Pursued a paragon through the dimensional rift and prize Minfilia and Super Mati from his tenebrous grasp. Which may be a challenge since we no longer possess the blessing of light. I wonder if Midgard Soma is still watching on, laughing. Just waiting for the duty finder to pop and then we'll get ourselves underway. Looks like one DPS has fallen asleep.
safe. Thank the 12.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
What trickery is this? No. No! Cannot! No!
Use Tube Samati to gather Aether. Quickly, before he breaks free! Concentrate! Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light. Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me! I shall make you pay for your insolence!
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louis, I understand now the choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You damned old coot.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I
I am eternal! I am immortal!
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlean motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hitherto the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice, was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlean behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisois I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisois hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisois' wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisois' will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Aether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
In memory of Moonbreeder. Minfilia wishes to gather the Scions and honor the fallen Moonbreeder. Oh, I see. Heavy stuff. Definitely feel a bit emotional over that. I had actually forgotten that actually occurred. Not much I can really say about it.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
Appropriate weather. The gloom. It's certainly gloomy. Okay. I think this is a good place to end this stream. Not the most brightest or cheeriest of spots, but I did mention that things would be coming to a head. And unfortunately, there's more yet to come. But that'll be for next time. God damn it. This has been AnthWolf though. I hope you've all enjoyed this stream. And I will get this exported over to YouTube for anyone who may have an interest. And hopefully I'll see you all for even more as we continue Final Fantasy XIV. Until then though, I have very little to say. Until next time, bye bye now.